Imagine walking past a perfectly normal house and suddenly your nose tells you something is wrong. Not old paint, not mold. In a quiet neighborhood where children played cricket in the streets, where neighbors waved good morning while watering gardens, where everything seemed normal and harmless, there was one house people refused to walk close to. The house wasn't broken. It wasn't abandoned. It wasn't haunted in the Hollywood way. No flickering lights, no windows slamming on their own. The horror was invisible, because from the moment anyone stepped near the front porch, something strange happened. A smell would travel straight into the nose, sharp, cold, medicinal. Not like perfume, not like cleaning spray. It was the smell every human brain recognizes instantly, the smell of hospital rooms. Antiseptic, chemical, metallic, the kind of smell that triggers memories of needles, surgical gloves, and blood trays. People would turn their faces away instinctively. Even delivery drivers rushed away after dropping packages. That house, no matter how normal it looked, felt like death had been disinfected, but never removed. But the unmistakable scent of a hospital, sterile, cold, metallic, a smell that no one can escape, a smell tied to a tragedy that no one can forget. Tonight, we're stepping inside the house that smells like hospital and uncovering the horrifying truth that lurks within. But once you breathe it in, you may never want to leave. Some neighbors tested it. One teenager dared to stand on the sidewalk with his eyes closed to check if he could still smell it from distance. He didn't even need to open the gate. Halfway across the lawn, his nose burned. He said it felt like standing inside an operating theater. Another neighbor once took a deep breath just as a cold breeze passed by, and she felt her throat sting. She swore. It felt like breathing the fumes of pure alcohol. And the strangest thing? Days changed, but the smell never did. Hot, humid summer, icy winter mornings, heavy monsoon rain, nothing washed it away. Even rainwater that dripped from the roof smelled like chemical solution. People said this house smelled exactly like a body had been freshly operated on, as if someone, or something, was still sterilizing the air for a surgery that hadn't started yet. The truth eventually leaked out, quietly, through old files, old whispers, old police records. Years ago, a married couple lived here. The husband, a surgeon, a brilliant one, and his wife, sick. A rare condition, a slow dying. Hospitals couldn't help. Medicine couldn't stop it. So the doctor turned his own house into a clinic, then into a laboratory, then finally into his last hope. He ordered surgical lamps. He ordered stainless steel trays. He imported industrial sterilization chemical, gallons of it. He sealed the basement. No windows, no noise escape. And every night, neighbors heard the same thing. Tools clinking, metal vibrating, water draining. For hours. Then one night, everything stopped. That night was silent. No light from the basement, no sound above ground. Police later found him sitting on a stool, inside his underground operating room, with dried blood all over the floor, and his wife lying motionless on the steel table. His gloves were still on, his mask still around his neck. He had stayed there long after she died, too shocked to move. When they dragged him upstairs, his fingers were still tightly wrapped around her hand. That was the last time anyone ever saw him. He vanished, left the house behind, left the memory behind, but the smell never left. The basement was sealed by the new owners. Walls were repainted, tiles were changed, carpet replaced, air fresheners installed, Electrician rewired the place. Plumber replaced all pipes. Real estate agents promised everything is new, nothing remains. But the smell didn't fade, not even a little. Carpets brand new, still smelled like antiseptic. Freshly painted walls smelled like surgical gloves. Even if you held your breath, when you exhaled, the chemical taste still lingered in your mouth, as though this smell wasn't physical anymore. It was a memory burned into the air itself, like trauma has its own scent. Now, this suburban little house is considered cursed. People who go inside claim that if you stand alone in the basement stairwell, you hear faint sounds, metal tapping, glass clinking, small trays sliding, like someone or something is gently arranging surgical tools, preparing, waiting. And sometimes late at night, the smell suddenly becomes different. No longer sterilized hospital fragrance, but something warmer, thicker, fresher. The smell of freshly spilled blood, as if the surgery is about to begin again, and the doctor never really left.